We live in a world that demands our attention before we've even opened our eyes. The ping of a notification, the weight of an inbox, the rush to be productive. But for the Stoic woman, power doesn't come from moving faster. It comes from standing still while the rest of the world rushes by. Most women don't lack motivation. They lack mental order. You wake up already tired. Your morning is the front gate of your fortress. If you let the world into early, you've already lost, already reacting, already behind. Ancient Stoicism wasn't just for philosophers in robes. It was a toolkit for the mind, a way to build an internal fortress that no external chaos could breach. Stoicism offers a different way to live your day. Before the digital noise begins, give yourself 10 minutes of pure stillness. Not louder mornings, not rigid productivity hacks, but a disciplined, elegant rhythm, one that builds calm before the world demands anything from you. Do not check your phone. Sit with your coffee. Be present in the physical world. This is not a routine for perfection. This is a routine for clarity, dignity, and emotional stability. Today, I'll walk you through the Stoic woman's daily routine from morning to night and how it quietly changes everything. This isn't a get things done routine. This is a stay yourself routine. This is the Stoic woman's daily practice that changes not just your day, but your entire life. One wake without urgency. A Stoic woman does not wake up in a rush. She resists checking her phone immediately. Why? Because the first voice you hear becomes the tone of your day. Instead, she breathes. She notices light. She reminds herself, I control my mind, not the world. This single moment prevents emotional chaos later. 2. Mental preparation. Before the day begins, before the world touches, she prepares not anxiously, but calmly. Open your journal. Don't just write what you're grateful for. Write what might go wrong. Today, I might encounter a difficult person. I might get stuck in traffic. My plans might change. By expecting the obstacle, you remove its power to frustrate you. You are deciding, right now, that your character is more important than your convenience. She anticipates delays, misunderstandings, emotional triggers, not to fear them but to remove their power. By expecting difficulty, she is not surprised by it. And surprise is what breaks people. 3. Intentional stillness. Before the day begins its noise, the Stoic woman claims her silence. This isn't a performance of positivity. She isn't chanting affirmations or forcing a smile. She is simply existing. For 5 to 10 minutes, she enters the void of intentional stillness. She sits as an observer, not a participant. She watches her thoughts drift by like clouds, without reaching out to grab them. There is no pressure to feel a certain way. As she remains still, the frantic hum of her nervous system begins to settle. The dust of her mind finds the floor. This is her secret. She doesn't wait for the world to give her peace. She creates it in the silence. She enters the day collected, not scattered. She is no longer a leaf in the wind, she is the mountain. 4. Do one thing with full presence. We have been sold a lie, that to be successful, we must be everywhere at once. We've been told that multitasking is a badge of efficiency, but the Stoic woman sees it for what it truly is, a form of self-disrespect. It is the scattering of your most precious resource, your attention. When you divide your mind, you invite anxiety. You are physically in one place, but your soul is elsewhere, worrying about the next task or dwelling on the last. A divided mind is an anxious mind. It is a mind that has lost its center. The Stoic works with presence. She chooses one task. She gives it one focus. And she applies one standard, excellence. Whether she is writing a report, preparing a meal, or listening to a friend, she is entirely there. This is how you build true confidence. Confidence doesn't come from finishing 100 things poorly. It comes from knowing you did one thing perfectly. This singular focus creates a flow that the world calls productivity, but the Stoic knows it as calm. By doing one thing at a time, you protect your emotional steadiness. You are no longer rushing toward a finish line. You are honoring the process. You are telling the world, my time is valuable, and this moment deserves my whole self. Stop trying to do it all. Just do the one thing in front of you with the soul of a philosopher. Presence is the ultimate luxury. 5. Enjoying the video? Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Keep watching for more. 5. Emotional boundaries in public spaces. As you move through your day, you are a target for everyone else's energy. People will project their stress, their honest for opinions, and their frustrations onto you. Most women are taught to be emotional sponges to absorb the room's tension, but the Stoic woman chooses to be a mirror, not a sponge. She reminds herself of one vital truth: their emotions are not instructions. Just because someone is panicked doesn't mean you must be. Just because someone is angry doesn't mean you must defend yourself. She remains polite and kind on the surface, but internally, she is detached. She has drawn a line that no one is allowed to cross. She moves through the world untouched by the storm of others. She keeps her peace because she knows that her character is the only thing she truly owns. Be polite, be graceful, but stay yours. 6. The Stoic pause. Whenever emotion rises, anger, anxiety, overwhelm, she pauses, not to suppress, but to choose. Reaction creates regret. Response preserves dignity. This habit alone changes how others treat her. 7. Midday reset ritual. By midday, the world has begun its attempt to colonize your mind. The morning's clarity is often buried under a mountain of urgent tasks and external demands. Most people push through the fatigue, wearing their burnout like a badge of honor. But the Stoic woman knows better. A Stoic woman resets before burnout. Short walk, stretching, breathing. She understands a fundamental truth that our modern culture ignores: exhaustion is not proof of worth. Being busy is not the same as being virtuous. To be a muse of her own life, she must protect the clarity of her judgment. And so, she performs the midday reset. She isn't breathing to escape her responsibilities. She isn't running away from her work, her family, or her goals. She is breathing to restore clarity. She knows that a clouded mind cannot make just decisions. By stepping back for 5 minutes, she ensures that when she returns as a ruler of her emotions, not a slave to her stress. She returns to her tasks not because she has to, but because she has chosen to. The noise hasn't stopped, but she is no longer part of the noise. She has rebuilt her inner citadel. Remember, you are not a machine built for constant output. You are a soul meant for intentional living. Reset your day before the day resets you. 8. Voluntary discomfort. We spend our lives building cocoons of comfort. We chase the softest chairs, the perfect temperature, and the instant hit of a screen. We have been taught that comfort is the goal, but the Stoic woman knows a secret. Comfort is a cage. When we are addicted to ease, we become fragile. We live in fear that the world might get a little too loud, a little too cold, or a little too slow. To be truly free, we must practice being uncomfortable. We call this voluntary discomfort. It is the intentional act of hardening the soul so when the world gets tough, we remain unshaken. It starts with the small, quiet acts. The shock of cold water on the face in the morning. It isn't just about waking up. It's a physical yes to reality. It's telling your body, I am in control of my sensations. They are not in control of me. Instead of reaching for your phone the moment there is a gap in your day, you choose to walk. You choose the movement of your legs over the scrolling of your thumb. While others are consuming the lives of strangers, you are inhabiting your own. You are training your mind to find its own entertainment, its own rhythm, and its own peace. These small, intentional acts are your training ground. You are building a mental muscle that cannot be bought. You are becoming the woman who cannot be bribed by pleasure or broken by pain. Choose the difficult path today, not because you have to, but because you can. Discipline is the highest form of self-love. 9. Reflection without judgment. At night, she reflects gently. She asks, what did I handle well? Where did emotion take over? What can I refine tomorrow? No self-attack, no shame. Growth comes from clarity, not cruelty. Rest without guilt. A Stoic woman rests intentionally. The Stoic woman retreats. Seneca, one of the great Stoic teachers, suggested a nightly audit. As you prepare for bed, ask yourself 3 questions. What did I do well today? Where did I stumble? What will I do better tomorrow? This isn't about guilt. It's about growth. You are a work in progress. You are the muse of your own life, sculpting your character day by day. You sleep deeply because you know you lived with intention. The Stoic woman understands. Rest is maintenance for the soul. She disconnects. She slows. She lets the day end cleanly. Peaceful nights create powerful mornings. This routine doesn't make life perfect, doesn't make life easier. It makes you stronger. When you stop demanding that the world be perfect, you finally find the freedom to be at peace. It makes you steady, and a steady woman cannot be easily shaken. Stoicism is not about doing more. It is about doing less with wisdom. If you live this way, your days won't feel chaotic. They'll feel aligned. Embrace the day. Love your fate. Stay stoic. I am the Stoic Muse. If this helped you find a moment of clarity, subscribe and join our journey. Until next time.